but whoever you use to do your trading with, they will let you know what your margin is going to be. Okay, my margin at Think or Swim, which is Charles Schwab, I believe is right around 8%. But think of it this way. If I'm making over 50% a year and I'm borrowing money at 8%, well, that's 42% free money, if you think about it that way. Changing of the seasons dries out the sinuses, dries out the lips, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. So I like U.S. Steel. The numbers are just freaking crazy, but it is what it is. Thank you, Pierce. U.S. Steel was great. Next on the list, BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. I love BMY. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to here and let's put in BMY. BMY. Bristol Myers Squibb. Also, Dividend King, also increasing their profits for more than 5 decades. Why isn't this on your list? The number look a little different on Robinhood. Yep, Live Fit Lab. I have Robinhood. I use Robinhood, and it does look a little different. Okay, and I do have Robinhood. I do have margin on Robinhood also. The margin on Robinhood is a lot less than the margin on Charles Schwab. It's so much stuff going on up here. Getting it all out, a little confusing. So Bristol Myers Squibb, it looked good up to today. Well, let's take a look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's what it is. Look at it. Sideways, up, down, up. Simple, right? What do the numbers look like? Well, currently it's at 47. Well, the 47 this week for 2 days is giving 55 cents a share, which is over 1%. Well, why the hell not? Well, let's take a look. Okay, a year ago, we're at 42.89. I think I need more honey. That's just not quite doing it. 42.89. The bottom of the year was in the beginning of July at 39.29. Well, look where the high is. The high, March 11th, was 63.33. Went sideways for a bit, dropped. Now we're up 4 days and down 1 day. So this is another one of those like, hey, buy me, oop. Last 30 days. Okay, down, up, down, up. What's happening here? Is this a fluke, or is it actually turning around now? Or is it going to go up and then continue going up, and today just a little pullback? That happens sometimes. Okay, stocks are going up, a little bit of hiccup, but then keep going up. There's that possibility. So let's take a look at it. What do we have here? Did you just start? No, Patrick, I've been here for a while. I had an internet connection problem, so I got booted up. What is that stock? Corey, it is BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. Don't know if you know who that is. Let's keep on looking. What else do we have here? Uh-oh. Learn. Costco. C-O-S-T. C-O-S-T. I'm going to say no for several reasons. Reason number one, I don't do stocks over 250 bucks. Okay, however much money you think I have, yeah, I'm not buying stocks over 250 bucks a piece. Ain't happening, especially not $1,000. Okay, the high's over here. Okay, now we're here. She's starting to pull back already. The last 30. Okay, take a look at that. Just kind of like going sideways. I don't do stocks that expensive. It's a long drop to the bottom. Yes, they pharmaceuticals. When do you buy? I buy whenever it makes sense. Master DT, how are you today? Bert Peterson, good evening, good evening. Dee Dee, good evening, Miss Dee Dee, nice to see you. Echo Rider, Kraft, Dow, and Enbridge. Okay, we looked at Dow earlier. Kraft we looked at last night, KHC. Wasn't that glamorous last night. Look at that. Big drop. No. Okay, I don't. Now, see, this is great because of two things. I'm not going to buy it, now because I'm waiting for it to turn around. See the bottom goes down, turns around, goes up. Well, we have a new bottom of the year. Okay, this is a good number to pay attention to because you cannot buy any lower than the low of the year. This could be it. And it's only 26 bucks. So tomorrow we're going to look and see what happens. Is it going to go up tomorrow or is it going to go further down? I like 2 days to the upside. So if this thing goes up tomorrow, which is Thursday, and then goes up again on Friday, that means I'll be jumping in on this thing on Monday if these numbers work. Now at 26.95, I'm going to want at least to do the 27, which this week is garbage. Next week, the 27s are going from 23 to 25, so it doesn't even give me 1% for next week. Okay, so the numbers don't work here. Okay, at the current price, right now, 27. The 27s are going for 23 cents. That's not 1%. Why would I invest in a company, even though it is a dividend king, if it's not going to give me 1%? There are too many other companies that will. Ooh, Monday's a holiday. Cool beans. Day trading. What is the least amount of money you should rest daily? Okay, Corey, I don't day trade. Terribly sorry to disappoint you. Okay, Echo Rider. We already looked at Dow. We just looked at Kraft, Enbridge, ENB. Let's take a gander. ENB. Nope. 2 reasons. No, just 1 reason. It's monthly options. See that? 20 June, 18 July, 17 October, 16 January. Monthly options mean I can trade it once a month. How am I going to get weekly cash flow if I can only trade it once a month? No. Enbridge is a no. Jesus wants to take a look at Honeywell. Can you explain your option approach? Big A, what's happening? Big A, hold on a second. You ready? Long day. Okay, Big A, here we go. I'm basically buying only pre-qualified dividend stocks and writing a covered call against them just before they have their EX dividend date, which causes the stock to go up artificially, thus allowing me to pick a covered call at the money 1 week out and giving me a 1% on a weekly basis. That's what we're doing. Jesus wants to take a look at Honeywell. HON. No. Wasn't that quick? Okay, look at your bottom here, 180. Now it's at 225. Well, that's a $45 increase. Okay, that's over 20%. From here to here, that's over 20%. And you think just because you want to buy it, it's not going to have profit taken and come down? I'm going to look at Honeywell in 2 weeks and see what it looks like then, because I'm not buying it at a 30-day high. Master DT, Affirm. You got to give me the ticker symbol for Affirm. It's not one I've ever traded, so it's probably going to be a no, but I'll take a look at it for you. HOV. Kevin, HOV. What the heck is HOV? HOV. What is that? Hovnanian Enterprises? Yeah, no. Gary, good evening. Big A, got it? All right. All right, what's my thoughts on Affirm? Master DT, you got to give me the ticker symbol. E-Shadow. encourage more people, viewers to share. HOVNOV. Old Texan, NOV. What is NOV? Is that Novastar? NOV Incorporated. No. Okay, Old Texan. See that? 20 June, 18 July, 15 August. Those are monthlies, which means I can only trade it once a month. Okay, when I say dividends for weekly cash flow, you can't get weekly cash flow from a monthly optionable stock unless I sit in front of the computer watching this all day. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, 5-10 minutes, I want to be in, I want to be out, make my money, say thank you very much. Now I'm not looking for a lot, I'm just looking for 1%. You got it, Old Texan, way to go. Okay. Oh no, Ambition Money. Oh, Realty is the best dividend stock. All right, oh, Realty, you think so? Oh, Realty is a monthly optionable stock. 20 June, 18 July, blah, blah, blah. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. And no, Oh, Realty is not a great dividend stock. So let's just check out why. And we'll put O right there. Okay, hold on. We're going to take a look at O Realty. Okay, here we are, O Realty. Realty Income Corporation, O, $55.25 per share. Earnings date, forward dividend and yield. Okay, so O Realty is a monthly optionable stock, which is a flat out no. Number two, they've only paid 5.7% for the year. 5.7 for the year. I'm showing you how to get 1% a week. Ambition, okay? 1% a week is over 50% per year. But you seem to like 5.7% per year? Explain to me why you think 5.7 is better than 50. I'm just kind of curious. But hold on, it gets worse, kind of does. Historical data. So let's see how consistent O Realty has increased its profits. Historical prices, see? Historical prices. I want to look at dividends only. So dividends only, right there. And then I want to look at the maximum amount. I want to go far back as they possibly can. I want to go back 20 years. And O Realty goes back to 1994. Well, that's nice. Well, let's see what some of those numbers look like. Now, I'm only going to go back to 2005. Because in 2005, that's 20 years, right? All right, here we go, 2005. January 2005, 10.6, 10.6, 10.7, 10.7, 10.7, 10.7, 10.7, 11.1, 11.2, 11.2, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, 12.1, 12.2, 12.3, 13.2, 13.3, 13.7, 13.8, 13.8, 13.9. This thing barely makes any money at all. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, we're at 2010. We're still at 13.9, 14, 14.1, 14.6, 17, 17, 0. Wait a second. How did it go? Okay, wait up. All right, they skipped that one. All right, they skipped that one, Okay. 17, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. Well, we can't get past 21? 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22. So is that 2 years at 22? 2 years at 21? 24, 24, 24, 24, 25, 25, 25, 25, 26, 26, 26, 26. Okay, it doesn't thrill me. Okay? So I don't like old realty. The numbers aren't that great. Paying 5% per year? Yeah, no thank you. Next. Next. While I understand the options support cash flow, as you're mentioning dividends, would stocks be good? Okay, D. Wayne. While I understand the options support cash flow, as you mentioned dividends, would stocks be good? Okay, I understand half that sentence. The other half just doesn't look quite right. Camila Martinez, ¿qué pasa? Sitting on 1,000 shares of VOO. I feel sorry for you, dude. Apparently you weren't watching the numbers for VOO. So let's go back, take a look at VOO for a second. VOO. So let's take a look at VOO, Vanguard ETF. Look to the dividends. All right, so VOO is only 15 years old. They only go back to 2010. 55, 52, that's backwards. 53, 57, 58, 68, 57, that's backwards again. 64, 68, 94. 94, 67, backwards again. 73, 78, 91, 77, backwards again. 80, 87, 98. 98, 90, backwards again. 95, 109, 1, backwards again. 95, backwards again. 88, backwards again. 129, 99, backwards again. This is just as bad as the other one. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. I don't know why people keep putting money into something that's not consistently profitable. Okay? Profit should increase every single entry, not up, down, up, down, up, down. That's just my, my desire. I want a company that's consistently profitable. I don't consider VOO as consistently profitable. Next. Would stock be good for long-term investing? So D. Wayne, when you say long-term investing, for me, that's 30 days. Okay? I'm 61. Long-term is 30 days for me. Meditlando Conchawa, I have $1,000 of QBTS. I have no idea what that means. No, I mean, I understand what it means. I have no idea what QBTS is. Let's take a look at QBTS. QBTS. I'm going to say no, only for the reason 4 or 5 months ago, this thing was like at $1. And now it's at 15. Okay, 15's nice, but 6 months ago it was at $1. I'm finding it hard to believe that this thing has 20 years, 2 decades, 20 years of increased dividends, when 6 months ago it was below $1. I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Texan. Cool beans. Crypto news. What indicators do you use mostly? Okay, crypto news. You ready? The indicators that I use? 2 of them. That's it. Consistency of profitability, weekly options. That's it. What are your thoughts on TLT? What the heck is TLT 20 years? TLT. iShares 20 years plus Treasury ETF. Hell no. See where it's at right now? 83. Look at the drop. Drop, up, down. Okay. I don't know. What is so good about TLT? TLT. Well, do they have dividends? They do. Imagine that. Let's go all the way back to 2005. Okay. 34, 28, 33, 34, 33, 34, 33, 36. 32, 33, 33, 32, 34, 35, 35, 34, 34, 30, 32, 33, 32, 34, 36, 34, 39, 37, 36, 32, 34, 40, 32. Yeah, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm not seeing the appeal. I'm not. Well, let's take a look at what the charts look like. Okay. It's at a bottom at the moment. Okay, here's the high, drop, up, drop, right here. So this is a good one to keep our eye on for the next few days if this thing turned on, goes up. If you like TLT, I have no idea who they are and what the hell they do. It's a BlackRock thing. Okay. And they have, interesting. So 30 days from today, the 84 is going for 94. That's over 1%. All right. Giving you 1% if you like TLT. Okay. Now, I'm not that fond of it. BlackRock does nothing for me. Next. What are we looking at next? Thank you. What are your thoughts? TLT, we just did that one. What do you think of IBIT? What do you think of FTHI long term? FTHI, what the heck is FTHI? FTHI long term. Hell no. That was quick, wasn't it? I don't do monthly options because the numbers just don't work for me. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I can't get that with a monthly optionable stock. No. So, FTHI is a no for me. IBIT. Oh, can you give me the technical analysis for what happened with SPY today? Okay, Skylar, let me explain something in simple terms. I don't do SPY. The numbers are terrible for me. So I don't know, and I don't want to know, and I don't care to know. Sorry, I don't do SPY. It doesn't fit what I'm looking for. You can take a look at the numbers for SPY. SPY. Give it a second. It's going to pop up. Okay, 20 years ago, here we go, 2005, 46, 48, 52, 67, 51, backwards, 55, 57, 79, 55, backwards again, 65, 71, that's what it does, it goes up and down. It does not consistently increase, but hold on, SPY actually gets worse. Skylar, hold tight. We're going to take a look at the summary. See this right here? Summary. That gives you a good idea of exactly what SPY does on an annual basis. It gives you the high of the year, the low of the year. Okay, what else does it give you? Well, it gives you this thingy right here called the yield. So you're investing $583 per share. $583. That's a big fat chunk. Look what the yield is. 1.29. Now, hypothetically, if I'm standing here showing you how to simply, safely, predictably, consistently obtain 1% per week. 1% per week. And you're telling me you would prefer to put your money into something that pays 1.29 for the year. This is where I say, what the hell are you thinking? Seriously, think about it. You're trading your time for money. The most precious commodity you have is your time. The second precious commodity is your health. That's it. Time and health. And you're putting your time to earn money. That's terrible. Yes, it is terrible. Okay, but think of it this way. You're spending your time earning money to help somebody else achieve their goals. Okay, if you are not the boss, if you are not control, you are helping someone else achieve their goals. So you're trading your time for money. So what are you doing with your money that you have? At some point in time, whatever money you are earning now in your working life has to be able to be invested in a manner in which will take care of you in your retirement. So when you retire with whatever you have to last you for the rest of your life, you better make sure you're either giving it to someone who has your best interest in mind or learn to do it yourself. I'm a big fan of learn to do it yourself because nobody has more interest in your money than you. And I can almost guarantee if somebody's making a whole shitload of money, they're not going to give you all of it. Okay, what do we have here? KDLY did great today. Never heard of him. Dennis Gill. Could you please review BBAI for me? Okay, Dennis, I can tell you it's going to be a no right now because I've never heard of it. And I've been doing this long enough. BBAI. BBAI. Okay, I'm finding it very hard to believe that a $3.72 stock has increased its dividends for 2 decades. Okay, give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's go on over to here and put it in. BBAI. And let's see exactly how many dividends increases BBAI has had. Oh, wait a minute. They have no dividends at all. Okay. Dividend, nothing. Dividend date, nothing. Yeah, that's going to be a no. Sorry. Oh. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king. Yay! Great. Do you believe the Fed will cut rates this year? If yes, how many times? Don't know, don't care. Isn't that weird? Don't know, don't care. Because, all right, what you seem to be missing, a lot of you seem to be missing this fact. The stock market's been around for over 400 years. Okay? The companies that we are looking at, that we're talking about, okay, that over 100 years old, most of them over 100 years old. They've seen World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, all the crap in the Gulf, Desert Storm, all that BS over there. They've also seen the Great Depression, the stock market crash of 29, 87, 2000, 2008, 2021. The companies we are looking at have seen a lot of crap in the economy. Okay? Now, we've seen interest rates as high as 18%. We've seen them as low as 2%. The stock market is still going strong over 400 years. Okay? We are buying into a company. You are owning a part of the American economy. Okay? Your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, the people who live down the street, the guy who sits behind you at church. These people work in the U.S. economy to make the world run smoothly. So that's where I'm putting my money in. Okay, and I only do that for companies that are consistently profitable, that have shown they know how to invest money and they know how to run a business. Randolph, I want the first gift they've sent. Express your appreciation. Thank you, Randolph. That was awesome. Samurai, I need your help. How to get started? Well, Samurai, what I always tell people, all right? Now, listen closely. There's about, at the last count, over 30 people pretending to be me. If you get an email, a WhatsApp, a DM, or anything like that from me saying I got a great deal for you, it ain't me. I always tell people every single night, you want to have a chat? Drop your number in the DM, send me your phone number. I will give you a call personally. I'm not going to farm it out to someone else, give you a call. You will hear me on the other end of the phone, no one else. And I can promise you one thing, I will not try to sell you anything. If you want to buy something, hey, perfectly okay, but I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything. Okay, here, you will see me every single night. I do not have a pitch at the end of the evening. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. This is just education. That's all it is. What else do we got? I got 3 messages on no, that's not me. I just told you, I don't do Messenger. Phone call. I pick up the phone and use it as it was intended. Reach out and touch someone. Hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk. How are you doing? Well, how can I help you? That's what you're going to hear. You'll hear me. It's not going to be a phone. It's not going to be a recording. It's not going to be an AI machine. It's not going to be one of my little minions. It'll be me personally. Okay? So, Samurai, if you got 3 messages from me on Messenger, it ain't me. Sorry. I'm being totally honest with you. I don't send messages to people unless we already have communicated on the phone or in person. I don't take money from people. Now, I do invest other people's money, but I do not take money from anyone until I meet them face to face and we have a conversation. People ask me all the time to invest money for them. Okay, fine. You fly down here to Florida, meet face to face. We'll go out, we'll hang out for the day. Okay, it's not just a 5-10 minute meeting. Well, I want to sit down and chat with you and get to know what kind of person you are. Because I'm not going to invest anyone's money until I know who they are. Okay, it's a long process. Can I get a hoo-yah? Hoo-yah. All right, Jared. Also, would you rather invest in Regeneron or United Health at this point? Neither one. Okay, Jared, there's your answer. Neither one. And the only companies I like to invest in are those that have a proven track record of profitability. All right, 61 years old. I don't have the luxury of being wrong and make a mistake. Oh, 3HS. Oh, so you think I don't like SCHD, but you think I'm going to like SCHV? It's the exact same company with almost the similar stocks, and it's going to be a no. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Who do we have next? La 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 la. We already looked at Kroger, Coca-Cola. What's your favorite stock you've bought right now? That would be U.S. Steel. Would you trade in my account for free? No. But I do appreciate you asking. Jared, Pepsi or Verizon? Ooh, let's take a look at Pepsi and Verizon. We looked at Pepsi yesterday, didn't we? And we're waiting for it to find that new bottom. Didn't it find a bottom? It did. A false bottom. See, we thought the bottom was right here. It went up 2 days, but now it's coming back down again. Not quite the bottom I'm looking for. Yeah, lemonade, of course. But like I tell everyone, you need to drop your phone number. I will give you a call and we will have a conversation. Now, it's a very long process before I agree to do anything for anybody. Name your fave then. My favorite at the moment is US Steel. I saw that sell coming on NASDAQ today. All righty. What's some of the best stocks to buy right now? Well, see, it would be a disservice for me to tell you anything to buy because I know absolutely nothing about you. I have no idea how old you are. I have no idea of your risk factors, your risk parameters. I have no idea what your goal is. I have no idea what your financial situation is. It would be irresponsible of me to tell you to buy anything. That's why I always say, I never tell people to buy anything. I don't. I always tell people, do your research. Does it make sense? That's the first question I always ask that one. Does it make sense? Do you like this company? Do you want to own this company at this price? Okay, so here's Pepsi right here. Here's the high, here's the low. We thought it was going to turn right there because that's what it looked like. Let me zoom in a little closer. Okay, it was dropping. Here's the bottom of the year. Not the bottom of the week, not the bottom of the month, not the bottom of the quarter, the bottom of the year, right there. 1 day up, 2 days up. We were looking for that third day to the upside. It never came. Coming back down now. So we were looking for another new bottom. Okay, we could find another bottom right there, this would be the bottom of the year, but you can't get a bottom until you have at least 3 or 4 days to the upside. Well, we don't have that yet. What stocks you buying right now? I'm not buying anything right now. It's after hours. Okay? You can only buy stocks between 9:30 and 4 p.m. Okay, so at 9:30, ask me what I'm buying. Jared, do you own Altria? No, Altria jumped up to a point where it didn't make any sense to hold on to it. Now, I did have Altria last week, but it jumped up so much, I had to get rid of it, take the profit, and move on to something else because it wasn't profitable trying to roll it forward again. IRM. I have no idea who IRM. High dividend stock. I don't consider Altria as high dividend stock. Altria is only 55 bucks. You mean these days? Well, I got Harley Davidson, I got US Steel, I got Riley, I got Riot, I have Advanced Auto Parts. I just got rid of Alcoa because that went up too much also. Okay, Adam, you like Coca-Cola. Bloom Energy. Well, let's take a look at it. Iron Mountain. Oh, Iron Mountain, IRM. IRM. Interesting. Well, you missed the boat on IRM. Here's the bottom here. She shot up. Now she's pulling back. Okay, today's lower. Yesterday was lower. Monday was the top. Okay, it went from 80 to 100. 80 to 100 is 25%. It's a 25% gain. Well, of course there's going to be profit taking. But I will put Iron Mountain down for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, we'll look at IRM. All right, what's next? BE, Bloom Energy. Okay, no. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, came back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 down days in a row. Now, bottom here, up, down, up, from 16 to 20. Do you see that? Let me zoom in a little closer so you can get a better look. Now, you guys aren't really paying attention to the numbers and the movement. 17 drops down to 16, jumps up to 19 and a half, drops down to 16, jumps up to over 21. Now, from 16 to 21 is $5. Now, $5 on a $16 stock is over 25%. It's a 25% move right there. Think about it. If you bought this 16 and it jumps up 25%, you don't take your profits, well, that's your loss. It ain't a profit until you take it. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. Okay? Because what do stocks do? Look, it went down. Here's time to buy. It went up. Here's time to sell. It went down. Here's time to buy. It went up. Now it's time to sell. It's coming down. Not time to buy yet because it didn't make that turn. See, it comes down, it turns, it goes back up. It comes down, it turns, it goes back up. If you think stocks do anything other than going up, coming down, going up, coming down. If you're waiting for a stock, let's say Bloom Energy is going to come to your house and wash the dishes, take the dog out for a walk, and even dump the trash. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. Ain't going to happen. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Stocks go up, stocks go down. There is a lot more people out there than just you and I. 3.4 million shares traded today on this company alone. Well, do you like the company? Does it make sense? Is it consistently profitable? Okay, what is it you're looking for? Are you looking for capital appreciation? Put your money somewhere. 20 years later, it's way up here. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm teaching. I'm teaching simple, safe, predictable, consistent strategy that earns 1% per week. Enbridge. We already looked at Enbridge, Justin. Okay. Iron Mountain. General Dynamics. Ooh, nice. Jared. Yeah. Reload around 85.99. Okay. Do you believe gold will keep going up? All right. Gashi. Don't know, don't care. I don't do gold. Okay. Gold, silver, platinum. They're all, to me, no, this is just me. You guys have to come up with your own definition. To me, gold, silver, platinum, all those precious metals, yeah, they're paperweights, dust collectors. They do not have a way to get cash flow on a weekly basis. What do you think about the 30-year bond at 5%? Kevin, I'm not quite sure you've been paying attention to anything I say. Okay? There's a lot of people out there that would love to buy U.S. Treasury bonds at 5%. I ain't one of them. Okay? So the money I have, I could take every single penny I have, put it into a 30-year bond, get 5%. Then I get the privilege of going back to work and punching a time clock because 5% a year won't cut it for me. In 30 years? Yeah, hell no. Guys, just look what works for you. Nothing else matters. It's all noise. Hey, Dive Bandit, how profitable are you? And how long have you been trading? Oh my goodness. About time somebody asked me that question. All right, so Dive Bandit, let's go check this out for a second because you're relatively new here. You are. So here is my website, The10MinuteTrader. This is all my social media. Let's cruise on down here to look at current trades for 2024. This is last year. Okay, let's go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, now, right here, Mr. Dive Bandit, you ready? Starting date, August 31st, 2011. Now, I've been trading a lot longer than that, but my very first online blog post sharing this strategy that I came up with in 2008 with my 9-year-old daughter was in 2011. Okay? What you see me saying, okay? I do the exact same thing. See, the 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart. I give a brief little explanation of what I'm looking for. Look at the date, March 23rd, 2013. Okay, so out of curiosity, let's go back to the top. Back to the top we go. All the way to the top. Let's go to YouTube for a second. All right, guys, just look for something that works at least 1 to 5 times, and you're good. Okay, so Dive Bandit, take a look at this. See, the 10-minute trader. There's me right there. 1,000 videos. Okay, so let's go to videos. Damn it, only one of them's working. Shit. Oldest video.
Hi, I'm JC, and me, as you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't let me call it that, but I do.
Yep.
Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks and all.
There's over 20 days in the month of January. 20 days in February.
That's me, 15 years ago, doing the exact same thing I'm doing today.
You can buy different stocks every single day.
It's my favorite part.
Dividends. Anyway, seriously.
So, you're new here. When I say I created this trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter, that's her, when she was 11. Now, I first started sharing in 2011 because that's when YouTube became available for me. But I started teaching my daughter in 2008 when she said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" So teaching a 9-year-old how to trade and trade profitably, there's 5 rules. 5 criteria. It had to be simple. It had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So I had to come up with 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. 4, weekly options only. And 5, make sure the numbers work. So to answer some of your questions, I've been doing this for a long time. Second question, which you haven't asked yet. Every single one of my trades I make in 3 accounts. I got 7 accounts. I share 3 of them publicly. They're all posted online. You can see each and every one of my trades. I even show you the losing trades. Okay? Now, just be clear. We are in week number 20 of the year. Out of my 7 accounts, I have lost 2 losing positions since the beginning of January. That's it. So I'm doing rather well. What's your favorite dividend stock? I quite like Coca-Cola. I don't really like Coca-Cola. I like the fact that they've been around for a while. I like the fact that they're a dividend king. I like a lot of things about Coca-Cola, but I don't like to buy them. The reason being, the current price for Coca-Cola is $71.85. The closest strike price would be $72. The $72 strike price for next week is going for 72 cents. It's only 1%. Well, we have other companies that are just as old or just as worthy as Coca-Cola that are paying more. So yeah, I like Coca-Cola, but the premiums are really never that great. So let's keep on going. We already looked at Enbridge. Don Gutty, how are you today? You can invert your camera to able to read better. Check your camera settings. Okay, thank you for that. Dive Bandit, awesome. I'm a 20-year-old, about to be 21, finally came up with a strategy that I can see works 1,000,000 times over. I'm so happy, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm going crazy, man. Alrighty. So I'm not crazy yet. No. Yes. Don Guy, can you explain why weekly options only? Okay. Don Gutty Gaming. Let me see if I can explain this to you in a manner in which you'll understand. Okay? Weekly options. this, 52 weeks in a year. That means I can get a check once a week from a stock that I own, once a week, every single week, 52. Okay? Monthly optionable stocks, which means I could trade it once a month. That's only 12 times a year. Now, I didn't go to college, I admit that, so I'm not burdened by college debt like some of you people. But I do know that 52 checks are much better than 12. Because if I'm averaging 1 to 2% every single option trade that I do, well, 12 would be 12 to 24% a year. Now, some of you are probably thinking, oh, I'd like to get 24% a year. Great. You can do that with monthly options. It's not that difficult. But weekly options, 1 to 2%, comes to 50% to 100% at the end of the year. So it's a numbers thing. The numbers just don't work in monthly options. Okay, no matter what you say, no matter how glamorous you think a monthly optionable stock is, I can show you why it just doesn't work for me. Okay? 310 Life, Advanced Auto Parts. I actually have some of those. Put up General Dynamics. Oh, I haven't done General Dynamics yet. You got it? Cool beans. General Dynamics. GD. Interesting. Okay. I would want to see what's going on here. You see that? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Okay, remember, you can only have one 30-day bottom. You can only have one 30-day top. Here's your 30-day bottom. Stock went up. Here's your top. Now it's coming back down again. So from 263 to 282, that's over 20 bucks. Well, that's close. That's a little bit under 10% from here to here. So yeah, it's starting to pull back. Monday was your high. Tuesday was lower. Wednesday's lower. That's 2 days to the downside. Why would I want to jump into that? No, thank you. All right, we got 5 more minutes left. Let's answer some questions. I'm doing Forex. I'm investing in crypto. All righty then. How make a check a week? Show me. I just found your channel. Tara, how are you doing today? Okay, Tara, what I'm doing is weekly option trades on companies that are consistently profitable. Now, if you knew or if you didn't know, there's over 10,043 different companies. I check every single week. I've been doing this for a while, so yes, I check every single week how many companies are available to invest in. This week, 10,043. Last week, it was 10,026. Well, now it's 10,043. Out of those 10,000 companies, which ones are the right ones for you? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. What I'm looking for is consistency of profitability, weekly cash flow. 2 criteria and only 2. That's it. 1, 2 decades of consistent profitability. 20 years consistently profitable. 2, weekly options. That's it. So out of the 10,043 different companies, there's only about 300 that fit the description that I'm looking for. That's it. 310 Life. So how do you handle the move down today in AAP this next week? What price will you be selling options? Well, 310 Life, okay? Contrary to what you may think, I have no clue what my advanced auto parts is at this moment. Now, at 9 o'clock this morning, I knew exactly what it was. At 9 o'clock this morning, when I was sitting adjusting my trades and taking a look at what the stock opened up at, I was perfectly happy with whatever the day gave me at 9. Well, I think we signed out at 10:30. Okay, so we signed it at 9, we signed out at 10:30 because people were just done asking questions. So I don't know what I'm going to do about advanced auto parts until I look at it tomorrow morning. At this moment in time, I have no clue what it did, nor do I care at this moment in time, because There's absolutely nothing I can do about it now. So why would I waste a good night's sleep worrying about something I have no control over until tomorrow morning? But think about it. Tomorrow morning, I will be looking at it. And if it's something that needs to be addressing, I will address it tomorrow morning. But there's no sense losing a good night's sleep on something that I have no control over. GameStop has no dividends. No. Yes, weekly cash flow. Thank you, Tara. Do you share your trades? Yes, I do, Tara. As a matter of fact, my trades for this year, where are they? Let's get this out. Okay, that's the trades for 2024. That's last year. So we want to see trades for 2025 right there. 2025. Here they are right here. Okay, here's last week. What do we got? We got Alcoa, Macy's, Harley Davidson, Riley, Riot, Kohl's, US Steel, Devon Energy, US Steel, Devon Energy, Riley. That's just one account, account number one. Remember, I get 7 accounts. I share 3 of them publicly. Account number 2. What do we have? Riot, Mara, ASO, Macy's, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, Macy's, Riot, and Mara. Okay, I share them all. Okay, let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. All right, got a couple more questions. Mr. Wales, how are you today? Thanks, you got it. Do MTCH, A1 steak. I'm not doing anything for you, dude. You gave me too many lemons in a row. Now, you've been here long enough. You know what I'm looking for. I accept incompetence from people. I shouldn't have said that. I expect less than desirable questions from people that are new and just don't know. But for somebody like yourself, who's been here for weeks, you've seen what I do and you know what I dislike. Yet you still ask me to look at something that you know I won't like. So no, I'm not going to look at it for you. What were your first 5 years like? I made a shit ton and I lost a shit ton. Okay? All right, so let's keep on looking on here. Mr. Wills, Cool Beans, Aaron Hepp, how are you doing? Denise, good evening. Bill, what's happening? Sergio, what's going on? Randolph, how do you filter down the 300 companies that provide weekly dividends without going into the whole list? Okay, first and foremost, Randolph, never, ever, ever once. Well, wait a second. I can't say that. I have said it several times, but I've said it in a manner in which it doesn't make sense. Are you ready? Never once have I ever said that any company pays a dividend on a weekly basis. I never said that. But I did say there aren't any companies that pay weekly dividends. So I did say weekly dividends, but there aren't any companies that pay weekly dividends. What I said was dividend investing for weekly cash flow. Okay, how you interpret it as weekly dividends? No. Weekly cash flow. Wait a minute, dividend investing for weekly cash flow is what you heard. What you just asked is no. But I'll tell you how do I filter them down. Are you ready for this? You're going to feel a little silly when I show you this because it's kind of silly. So I take those 300 companies that you're talking about and I put them into a calendar. That's it. Okay? The 12 months in the year, 4 quarters. January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, August, September, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. That's it. The 300 companies in the 4 quarters. First quarter is going to look the exact same as the second quarter. The second quarter is going to look the exact same as the fourth quarter. They're all the same. Okay? The first week of the first quarter has the exact same stocks as the first week of the second quarter, which coincidentally has the exact same stocks as the first week of the third quarter. And would you imagine the first week of the fourth quarter looks the exact same? because the stocks pay consistently over and over and over again. Every 90 days, a company pays. Look at here, 67 companies. I don't know how many there, 4, 8, 11, 4, 8, 12, 15, 18, about over 20. But there's a whole shitload. And this is just for the month of June, all of these. And then 90 days, they'll all do it again. Every 90 days. You just take the list, throw it into the calendar, and it tells you exactly when they pay their dividend. So if I know when they're paying their dividend, if I know the stock increases in value or the price goes up just before the dividend date, that tells me when to look. You got it, Dive Bandit, cool beans. How to withdraw on demo account? I have no idea. You can't withdraw anything on a demo account. What do you do about people that doubt you? Okay, Dive Bandit, don't know, don't care. Okay, see, adults have a strange way of screwing up everything. You can lead them with water, but you can't make them drink. You can give them a roadmap to where the treasure is, but you can't make them dig for it. You can tell them what to do, but you can't force them to do it. You will show them a great trade, but you can't force them to take it. Okay? I can show you whatever you think you want to see. Whether or not you're going to do it is totally irrelevant. Okay? I'm just delivering information. What you plan on doing with that is totally up to you. Ishmia Moore, how are you today? Paul Rudd, how you doing? Explain the 42 strike versus the 42.50 on X. The 42 safer. Okay, we'll get to that one, Paul. 1 second. You got it, Dive Bandit? All right. Okay, just because you know the answer doesn't mean everyone's going to agree with you. Okay? So Paul Rod wants to take a look at US Steel and why the 42 is safer than the 42.50. Okay. Carl, how are you doing? So let's go take a look at US Steel. All right, first and foremost, here's our last 30 days for US Steel. 30 days ago, we're at 41.50. She shot up to 44.50, dropped all the way down to 39.50. Now we're at 42.02. That's the last trade right there, 42.02. All right. So let's get rid of that. Now, the current price, 42.02. The bid, 41.54. The ask, 42.50. So we're going to look at the 42 and we're going to look at the 42.50. You ready? The 42 for next week is going for 251. The 42.50 is going for 215. Okay, so Paul wants to know explain why the 42 is safer. Well, I don't even need to show you the numbers. Okay, now Paul, the reason the 42 is safer, because right now the stock is at 42.50. Okay, so if I do the 42, I'm 50 cents in the money. So if the stock goes up, I make my money. If the stock stays the exact same, I make my money. The stock can even come down to 42 and I'll still make the money. However, at 42.50, if the stock goes up, great. If it stays the same, great. If it comes down, not great. That's only 2 out of 3. The 42, it's 3 out of 3. Stock goes up, you're great. Stock stays the same, fine. Stock can even come down a little bit and you're still okay. But on the 42.50, if the stock comes down, you're SOL. It all depends on what you want. Me, I would prefer safety. In this manner, yeah, the 42 is more profitable. The 42.50 is more profitable. But the 42 is a safer trade. And I'm at that point where I don't have the luxury of being wrong or making a mistake. Okay, it's past 11:30. I'm going to finish up with the questions that we have, and we're going to call it a day. Carl, doing well, thank you. I'm interested in looking in ExxonMobil tonight. Well, Carl, you just got here, okay? And you just got here as I'm getting ready to leave. So we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow. James Niels, first time viewer here. Your knowledge is appreciated. I learned a few things in short time. Cool beans. Show up again tomorrow. I think tomorrow, Thursday night, and then I have 2 days off. I don't broadcast on Friday nights, and I don't broadcast on Saturday nights. I probably won't broadcast on Sunday night because there's no market open on Monday. So I got a 3-day weekend. Yeah. God is good. We'll be following. Cool beans. All right. Can we look at Merrick? Just curious. We'll have to do it tomorrow. Sorry. Fitness King. Dude, I'm just getting ready to leave. How you doing? What stock is this? This is U.S. Steel. Bloom Energy. We looked at that already. Chris, good evening, Chris. Jay, good evening. Mimi, you missed one. I did? I counted 50. All right. Louise, hello. Are you an economic savant? No, I'm just some schmuck who lost a shitload of money until I learned how to not lose money. Which platform do I use? Well, I use Thinkorswim, which is owned by Charles Schwab. What stock is this for weekly dividend? Well, this is U.S. Steel. Ugar, good evening. Procter & Gamble, great company. We'll have to look at it tomorrow, though. Yeah, baby's in the house. Okay, Echo Rider, we already looked at Dow. 360 Living, facts, thank you for that. Grown Moves. 360 Living, I have no idea what that means. Did you review Riley already? Nope. Context is everything. You're absolutely 100% right. Thad Max. LYB. No idea what that is. CAHH. No idea. CCG. No idea. ET. Energy Transfer. Chris, I don't do energy transfer no more. The numbers for energy transfer are terrible. The only number that's halfway decent is at the money. Because once you go one strike out of the money, it's just no good. 2 strikes out of the money, nothing. 3 strikes, nothing. The numbers just aren't worth it for energy transfer. Sorry, because I used to trade it years ago. Until for some strange reason, someone else is in charge of the premiums. Because right now, the premiums on energy transfer are horrible. Dive Bandit, yes, that's exactly. Okay, I'm so done losing money when I don't need to. Can you make 16 to 18% in a week, a month, or a year? Because right now I make over 1% a week. And last I checked, 1% a week is over 50% a year. Big Baller became the number 8 fan of the fan club. Cool beans. Yeah, I do over 50% a year finance. Are you looking at the ask price or the bid price on ask? Well, on X. Scotty Young, how are you today? Now, Scotty, when you're asking, am I looking at the bid or the ask? Well, I look at both of them in context. Let me explain. Number one, okay, Scotty, glad you're doing great. At the moment in time, these numbers up here are the numbers for the stock itself. The last trade right there, 42.02. That's the last trade of the day today. The bid is what I can sell it for. The ask is what I'm going to buy it for. Bid, ask. However, when it comes to the options, once I own the stock, I want to sell an option. Well, currently, the 42.50, I would be selling it at the bid because I'm not buying. See, I'm buying the stock. When I buy the stock, it's at the ask. When I'm selling the option, I sell it at the bid because it's context where you're in. If you're buying the stock, you're buying at the ask. If you're selling an option, you're selling at the bid. So I look at both of them. Next. Thanks, great. All right. BBB. All right. Oh, look at this. I'm almost done. How to get that calendar. Crossfire, how are you today? Crossfire, the calendar. Up at the top, you see where it says monitor, trade, analyze, scan, market watch, charts, tools, education, help. To get to the calendar, you want to go to Market Watch. Okay, click on Market Watch. Drop down pops up. Quotes, alerts, visualize, financing rates, calendar, right there. Marketplace, calendar. There you go. You should trade stocks. Really? That's the best you got? You should trade stocks? Alrighty. Well, that being said, I've answered all the questions. Finance. I have a simple strategy. I average down with more money when VT and GLD is down. Good luck with that. Okay? I trade a strategy created for a 9-year-old little girl. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. It's been working peachily, you like that word, peachily, for 15 years. Actually, over 15 years, but somewhere in that area. Anyway, that's it. I've answered every single question. We went over a whole bunch of stuff. It is past 11:30. I'm done my time. Do you use ORB strategy or scalping? No, I do not. Okay, so you guys over here on Zoom, have a nice night. And you guys over here on this YouTube channel, have a nice night. You guys over here on Instagram, have a nice night. You guys over here on TikTok, have a nice night. And you guys here on this YouTube channel, have a nice night.